Hey baddies, it's your girl Bevy, and today we're going to talk about the Garnier Fructis hair filler system. It's a long name, plus, but I'm gonna get it right in either the caption, the box, the drop box, all of that. But anyway, we're gonna jump right in. My name is Bevy, and on this channel we talk about the science of hair growth and the science of hair loss. They're not the same, stop using them interchangeably, and you guys are just eating up these what the F, what's in the formula reviews, right? So my reviews are a little different, where I'm not trying the product and telling you, oh my gosh, it feels great, right? I am going deep into the product formulation and seeing if I think that the formulation is optimal to do whatever it says it's going to do, and whether it's worth your money and time, or whether you should just use what's already in the market, whether these are cash grabs, or whether these companies are just basically trying to make some money off of what's trending, right? Who doesn't want to make some money? And I did get some great insight from one of my baddies, a few of you, but one specifically said, listen, I love your what the F's, but it would take it up a notch if I do the what the F, and then a part 2 would be me actually trying the products to see if I like it. And I said, you know what, baddie, that's a good recommendation. Not even I can hate on it. I'm just your typical lazy, I would say YouTuber, content creator, but I'm just lazy in general, yeah. I got a lot going on in life, and I don't know my angles yet. I'm still trying to learn this content creation thing. But if I really want to take it up a notch, and I want y'all to respect what I'm gonna say, I think part 2s to whether they are Herscripts approved or not should definitely come in to play, okay? To see if I like how it feels, if it does, you know, if it feels good on my hair and all that other cosmetic elegant stuff. Anyway, so let's just jump right in. So we're gonna do the what the F in the new Garnier Fructis hair filler systems, okay? So now it took me a little while to understand this because there's quite a few systems that do quite a few different things, and then I wasn't sure because I can't review every individual product, and then I wasn't sure which system I was looking at. It was just kind of confusing at first, but after like literally living on the site for about 45 minutes, I figured it all out. So we're gonna go through the site together, and then we're gonna go into the ingredient profile, okay? Today, I'm really gonna talk about just one specific product, which is the main bond repair product. And I do this for everything, so don't take this. You have to stay to the end to see if it's Herscripts approved, but they have one bond repair product. Let me just see if I can make this simple. They have one bond repair product that you use is a pre-shampoo treatment. You have to use that with any of the other 3 systems. They have a system for strengthening your hair. They have the system for hydrating your curly hair if you have curls and waves. And then the 3rd system is protection for, you know, color guarding, basically for color treated hair. So it's 3 main systems, and then there's like the pre-shampoo treatment, which you combine with any one of the 3 systems. So it's the bond repair treatment that you can combine with the strengthening system, with the hydrating system for curls, or with the color guard, color shielding, color protection system for color treated hair, okay? So that's how that works, okay? It took me, trust me, like I like to think that I'm a little sharp, but you know, it took me a minute. So anyway, discover the systems, and then obviously Garnier have the money to spend, you know, coint on marketing, because they have Dr. Charlie D'Amelio, honey, who's the TikTok superstar. You know, she got to find other things to do. Anyway, so let's read what it says on the website. Repair damaged hair inside and out. Ditch the damage. Fill hair with strength, moisture, or color vibrancy with Fructis hair filler system. So before it shows the picture, weak damaged hair fiber on the left side, my left side anyway, inner layer, bonds are broken, weakening the fiber from within, and the outer layer, cuticles, scales are lifted and broken, fiber is rough and dull. Then on the after side, it says hair fiber is filled with strength. The inner layer, the inner fiber repair treatment penetrates deep to the cortex to repair and strengthen broken bonds with continued use. And then outer layer, hair filler system seals cuticle to reveal strong, smooth, soft hair. So for your girl who already, I know so many formulations is not funny. When I see with continued use, it's screaming hydrogen bond repair. Very quick on the top, what that means is disulfide bonds is the strongest bonds of the hair. Those are the bonds that are damaged. To repair those bonds takes a lot of pretty much chemical repair, right? So only deep chemicals that can penetrate deep beyond the cortex can really go deep into the disulfide bond to repair hair. That's true hair repair. Hydrogen bonds are a little different. That's really not repair. That's more so kind of like bending it back into shape, right? So instead of disulfide bonds, it's like snapping something. I'm trying to think of something that you snap, it's actually broken, and then the chemicals are being used to kind of glue it, like, you know, Gorilla Glue it back together, right? Or Crazy Glue if you from back in my day, right? If you 80s baby, back together. I gotta do a separate video, and I have a video where it talks about the difference between disulfide bonds and hydrogen bonds. Disulfide bonds is you bent something out of shape and you're just trying to, you know, you're trying to bring it back together. That is the best analogy I have. So disulfide bonds really don't break. They just move out, they just bend out of shape, and you gotta bend them back. Disulfide bonds are really broken, okay? And it takes, you know, some real chemical repair and some prayer, honey, to get that fixed. Real prayer. And if you just can't fix it, then most of us are big chopping because it's beyond repair, right? That's disulfide bond. So when it says with continued use, it's screaming hydrogen bond for me, because when they bend out of shape, you gotta constantly use the bond repair treatment or the hydrogen bond repair treatment to bring it back to shape, right? So with continued use is screaming that, but I don't know yet. Let's go. Well, I do know, but you don't know yet. Hold on, because sometimes I do these first times together, and then sometimes I do these, I've already done the work. So next is inner fiber repair, outer visible transformation. And then it says our hair is made up 2 parts, the outermost cuticle, which is made up of 6 layers of overlapping scales, and the inner cortex. The inner fiber repair treatment penetrates 7 layers deep to strengthen the hair fiber from within. And then it has an asterisk that says repair and strengthen broken bonds inside the hair fiber with continued use of the system. The third one says outer visible transformation, strong, smooth, soft, and healthy looking hair with hair filler system of inner fiber repair treatment, shampoo, conditioner, and serum of your choice, okay? So right then and there, automatically, I'm not even gonna lie, what I do like is that these companies are realizing that we're very smart consumers over here, right? We're educated consumers. I like to call the Herscripts baddies chic geek, right? Or geek chic, right? We are chic, but we're geeks at the same time. You know, we're beauty and brains. Like, we wanna know what's in our products. We wanna know what's in our formulations. Long gone are the days where you just sell me something that got avocados on the picture in the front, or coconuts, you know what I'm saying? Or argan oil, and I'm buying it up because you told me to buy it. Long gone are those days. If you're creating a hair care formulation, it better have the receipts and the science to back it up. Know what I mean? So anyway, hey baddies, it's your girl Bevy, and I'm interrupting you really quickly because I have to ask this very important question. Why am I not at 100K subscribers yet? Let's keep it a buck. I'm giving you real content. I'm dropping game for free, and I have loads of comments, okay? Loads of comments from my baddies saying that my content has helped them on their path to hair regrowth, okay? Effective hair regrowth. So please, okay, help a sister out. Start liking, okay? Liking these videos to help me in the algorithm. Subscribe to this channel. Share this content with your friends that may or may not be honest about whether or not they need my help, okay? And most importantly, I'm dropping a hair growth serum. I'm about to turn the hair loss treatment, okay, space upside down on its head, because the gatekeepers don't look like me, and I'm about to fix that, okay? I'm looking out for your interests. I'm really helping you because I really care. This is my mission, and I need your support. So that's all I had to say, okay? Continue on. Okay. So going back into the systems, there's the hair filler plus hyaluronic, hair filler plus ceramide, and hair filler plus vitamin CG. Today we're only gonna talk mostly about the hair filler treatment plus the CG and the hyaluronic, which I'm just gonna like touch on briefly. So there's a 7-part series to educate, because they know that the consumer wants to be educated now, which I really respect. I didn't have time for that because your girl, she already knows what's going on, okay? And then, you know, they go a little bit deeper. It tells you that the filler system has peptides plus citric acid plus bond repair complex. Then it tells you that the strengthening filler system, the strength repair system, has vitamin CG plus citric acid plus the bond repair complex. And then the hair filler moisture repair system has hyaluronic acid plus citric acid plus bond repair. It's a lot of words, y'all. I'm gonna show pictures to flash it so you guys can follow, because my jaw is hurting. Pause, okay? This is not a family channel, but still. Explore the hair filler collection, okay? Back to this. So now the bond repair, this is the hair filler. This is the main ingredient, not the main ingredient, but this is the main product in all these systems that you pair with all these systems, right? And I'm trying to read it, but I feel like if I read it, I'm gonna be reading for days, and I wanna get to it. So what they're saying essentially, and you guys can read yourselves because I'm gonna have it up on the screen in the bond inner fiber repair pre-shampoo. Well, this part I'm gonna read. It says step 1 works with all the hair filler systems to repair hair inside out. It says formulated with citric acid, which penetrates deep to the cortex to restore broken bonds at the molecular level. Asterisk says repair and strengthen broken bonds inside the hair fiber with continual use of the system. Screaming hydrogen bonds for me. Nothing wrong with that, but if you want real bond repair, you need a disulfide bond repair system. But let's continue. Scientifically tested, 3 asterisks to penetrate 7 layers. It says in an instrumental test. Okay, so they basically did an instrumental, like their own little, call it a petri dish or in vitro study to see this results in the efficacy, right? So it's not something that you're gonna find like in a peer-reviewed journal, or it's like considered a clinical study. But anyway, so I'm not gonna read the strength repair system in deep, but basically this is about strengthening the hair. It says it goes 7 layers deep, and it says up to 79% more strength and 4 times less breakage with use of the system versus the non-conditioning shampoo. And then the hair filler system with the hyaluronic acid is basically for your curls, okay? And I'm not going into the color repair. Really quickly, when I went through the website, I noticed that all the systems have bond repair complex and then kind of like 2 other main ingredients, right? To kind of differentiate. All have the same base formulation. I searched far and wide to understand what's in this bond repair complex. And yeah, first of all, it doesn't show that it's some type of trademark or proprietary thing. So it could just be marketing of a couple of products that they combine together in their ingredient formulation that they call their bond repair complex. But what exactly it is, like when I did the Sacred review for Beyonce's thing, they talked about their patented technology, and it tells you exactly what's specifically in that patented technology and its function, like its mechanism of action. How does it work? A lot of times when there's patented technologies, those patented technologies are broken down. You can investigate them. This doesn't look like a patented technology to me. Bond repair complex just seems like great marketing, which is kind of like maybe just a combination or a cocktail of a few ingredients that they combine together and say that's bond repair. But I could not figure out what was the bond repair complex. But we're going to discuss why you have to combine their pre-shampoo filler treatment. That's the thing, right? The filler treatment that you have to combine with these systems, right? With the curl hydration system, with the color repair system, or the color guard system, and with the strengthening system. What they overall say on their website is that the repair systems are your run-of-the-mill, every single day, natural hair care products, right? If you want a hydration product, you get a hydration product. If you want a color guard product, you get that. If you want this, you get that, right? Their claim to fame in this line is the hair filler. And why? Because they say that the regular systems doesn't go beyond the cortex like the hair filler does. The pre-shampoo hair filler treatment, right? Which if you think about it, it works almost, not works almost, but it has the same step system as Olaplex number 3, which is, it could be used as a pre-shampoo treatment, right? So their pre-shampoo treatment is the filler. And so I said, okay, so let's break down the formulation of the filler and not the overall system. Because what I can tell you right now off the top, the main thing, the overall thing that you need to pay attention to with the CG system, with the citric acid and CG system, which is the strengthening system, is citric acid is good for pH balancing, cuticle smoothing, and it's a chelating agent. So if you want me to break that down even more, your hair thrives around a pH of like 4.5 and 5.5, and citric acid adjusts the pH of both the product and your hair, right? Because if your pH is if it's not balanced on your hair can swell and it can cause damage. It can also allow chemicals and hard water damage to really penetrate. So you want to keep your hair at a good pH so that it's not way inflated and it's not way deflated. Like it's at the perfect pH so that it's well balanced and it's not damaging. Because if the pH is not balanced, your hair can damage, right? So that's what the citric acid is good for. So if you see citric acid bonding in Redken per se, that's what that citric acid is good for. It's good for maintaining the pH of your hair so that it's not damaged. Because too much water, too many chemicals, hard water can all cause damage to your hair. And by neutralizing that pH, the citric acid works by neutralizing the pH and ensuring that your hair is not damaged by chemicals and hard water, okay? And in some cases, heat, overly heat, or too much water, right? And then the cuticle smoothing basically flattens the cuticle, the outermost layer. Remember those old like Pantene commercials where you see the cuticle has jagged edges, and that means that it's damaged. So when you smooth the cuticle, your hair can be shinier, your hair can have less frizz, it's not as staticky, it's not dry, it's hydrated, and physically it's beautiful because it causes this shine. Remember those old, if you know those old Pantene commercials, that's what you're talking about with flattening the cuticle. And then chelating agent basically just helps to remove mineral buildup from hard waters. It like works works as a shield. Like if the best way to describe it is like if you have like a shower cap on and the water is falling and it's not allowing it to stick, it's just knocking that water off, that's a chelating agent, okay? It basically helps to keep your hair from going dull from hard water and not allowing it to penetrate. So that's what that does, right? But vitamin C. What we know about vitamin C is that it's an antioxidant. What we know about antioxidants is that they're extremely powerful for fighting off free radicals, which the simplest thing that I need to tell you about free radicals, because I got a million videos on here about free radicals, is that free radicals are compounds that damage cells, okay? And when it comes to hair, they're specifically good at damaging your hair follicle and damaging the melanin, basically the melanin in your hair. So when you start to see your hair going gray prematurely, if it's not a hereditary thing and it seems like you're stressed out, because stress or an increase of cortisol releases these free radical compounds in the body, and it wreaks havoc in so many different ways. Smoking, right? Drinking, different things that you do that's not healthy for you, certain foods that you eat, right? All releases free radicals, and free radicals are little demolition men that go into the body and starts to destroy the cells, good cells, right? And so I talk about autophagy on this channel, which is trying to clean up all the, basically is trying to kill off all the bad cells, right? It's trying to do the opposite of free radicals. But antioxidants specifically is there to fight off, like it's attracted to free radicals. It's kind of like a good girl that like bad boys, right? Antioxidants are the good girls that like the bad boy free radicals, right? But in this case, the good girl wins, right? They're doing the Lord's work, antioxidants, because they're taking those bad boys and they're removing them, right? From the body. They're fighting them off. They're not letting them go in there and wreak havoc. They're trying to turn them, convert them into good boys, right? That's what antioxidants do in the body. So CG in here is basically doing that, right? It's helping free radicals from damaging your hair and essentially your hair follicles. And vitamin C is also good for scalp health. It basically promotes a healthy environment for hair growth. It's an anti-inflammatory, so it reduces inflammation, which is also responsible for hair loss. A healthy scalp basically is crucial for hair growth, essentially, all right? So that's what that system does. That's what it does with citric acid bonding and with the citric acid and its vitamin CG. Now, if you look at the regular system, the curly hair system with the hydration with hyaluronic acid, if you guys know, I love hyaluronic acid to hydrate your hair because it's a humectant. It's a powerful humectant that is drawing in, it's attracting moisture from the atmosphere. So essentially it's locking in moisture, but it's attracting moisture from the atmosphere, just like honey, right? You know, it's extremely powerful and potent. It helps to reduce dryness, frizz, and it improves the manageability, the malleability, and you know, the elasticity of your hair. So when you have that dry, thirsty, crunchy hair, you want hyaluronic acid in your formulations. You want it, right? Like hyaluronic acid is one of the GOATs for, amongst others, but for hydration these days, right? Good for moisturizing the scalp, keeping a healthy environment. For your curls, it also has ceramides. Ceramides is a moisture barrier. It's a naturally occurring lipid or fat, right? Found in the hair. So it forms a barrier around your hair to help the cuticle, right? To help the cuticle from that jagged edge that we was talking about. Ceramides are also good for strengthening and shining your hair and for damage protection. So that's what those systems do, right? But now let's go into the filler, because this is what you're really here for. So what's in the filler? We have aqua, we have cetyl acid, glycerin, we have stearyl alcohol, the citric acid that I was talking about, a few emollients in here. We have some thickeners and emulsifiers in here, isopropyl alcohol, which is a solvent. There is fragrance in it. There is basically, let's see, polysorbate, hydroxypropyl guar, which is a thickener and a conditioner. There is other humectants in here. There's a ton of emollients. There's argan oil. There's arginine, which is an amino acid, or excuse me, amino acid, which is part of the building blocks, right, of hair. So when you see an amino acid, think protein treatment, think strengthening, right? It has more humectants. And then the main thing that this has, the filler has, that gives its name bond repair, is a peptide. So it has, I think, more than one peptide. It has a few peptides, and we're going to talk about these peptides a lot deeper. But essentially everything that's in here, just so you guys know the benefits in this ingredient, and then we're going to, in the ingredient formulation, is it hydrates your hair and scalp, it conditions your hair and adds manageability, it moisturizes the hair, it reduces frizz, it detangles, it thickens, it balances your scalp environment and pH, softens your hair, improves your hair, it dissolves. You know, there's ingredients ingredients in here that are inactive, that are not for your hair, but it's for the formulation overall to make it thicker, give it its texture, etc. You know, preservatives to extend the shelf life. But you know, it helps. There's other ingredients that helps water and oil mix together. You know, the more benefits is to attract moisture. It nourishes the hair. When you think nourishment, think fatty acids, lipids, fats, right? Ceramides could be what's in here. Just overall. And then you have the peptides. So let's talk about the peptides, because I find this very, very interesting what these marketers and these manufacturers are doing. So here's the thing, right? So let's talk about peptides. Peptides, in very, very simple English, are very, very tiny proteins that the hair and the hair cuticle and the hair shaft and the cortex of the hair can absorb, right? Because you can't put a big protein in the hair, is not going to absorb. It's like trying to put, I don't know, sometimes you see people like do DIY treatments and then put it on the hair, and I kind of chuckle a little bit on the inside, because I know deep down inside that those proteins they're not small enough to penetrate to the cortex of the hair. You need a peptide in your hair care product so that it can penetrate down to the deeper layers of the hair, because if not, you're just getting something pretty much a solvent, a cream-based product that's not really penetrating. And this is what I try to explain with the DIYs. They don't really penetrate, right? So the thing is, you're getting superficial benefits from some of them, right? So you need peptides. You know, the thing about peptides is that some peptides have some data to support that it stimulates hair growth. Why? Because some of them are good at, you know, stimulating blood flow to the scalp, to the follicle, which if you get blood stimulation, that is key to stimulating hair growth. But here's the thing about hair care, over-the-counter hair care, right? You cannot make claims of hair growth. You can't make hair growth claims. So a lot of these products were using peptides in them, but they can't say that the peptides are good for hair growth, because you can't, for over-the-counter, it's regulated. You cannot say that anything can cause hair growth. Only a few, maybe one, maybe a handful or a couple of ingredients are clinically proven, are FDA approved and clinically proven to promote hair growth. So you have these peptides that have these great hair growth benefits, but you can't say that. But marketers and manufacturers found another loophole when it comes to these peptides. And peptides, because these are small proteins that penetrate the deeper layers of the hair, the cortex, deep into the cortex, into the bonds, and strengthen, they can now have peptides in their ingredients and say that they're bond repairs. But remember, because there's hydrogen and disulfide bonds, most of these peptides can only repair or mend hydrogen bonds. They can't actually repair disulfide bonds. That's not cheap to do. That's why Olaplex and K18 are very expensive treatments, because it's not cheap to find these clinically proven ingredients to repair disulfide bonds. It's not. But what you can do is you can repair, right? Or just mend or bend, right? Mend a hydrogen bond with a peptide and strengthen. Peptides are just really deep strengthening agents, right? So when I see that, boom, that's your bond repair right there. It has peptides in it. So these peptides are generally considered safe. There's not any long-term efficacy to say that they're damaging to hair or the scalp or to you as a person, your body. So nothing to worry about there. As far as efficacy, again, studies suggest that they may be beneficial for hair growth, specifically the palmitoyl tripeptide 1. There is a study on mice. I'm gonna link that in the description box. There is a study on mice, and it shows that there's benefits because of theory, or anecdotally, it could promote hair growth by stimulating the scalp to increase blood flow. So you may be getting some hair growth benefits here, maybe, and it creates a favorable environment for hair growth. But overall, besides the hair growth, the mechanism of action, how this works is by overall stimulating collagen production in the scalp. And to stimulate collagen production, what you're doing is you're overall fixing the building blocks or the scaffolding of your hair, right? And because this is peptides are smaller proteins that can penetrate deeply into the hydrogen bond, I can say that it's more than just a strengthening treatment. I can go as far as saying that it's a bond repair. So I said all that to say, overall, there are bond repairs in this filler, because it has the bond repair really that's in it. It's a hydrogen bond repair, which is the peptides. And overall, listen, I've come to the end of the road to say that, listen, if you are on a budget, because I know you guys came for me before when I talked about the Shea Moisture. Now the Shea Moisture, I do not recommend that at all. I just don't. It has like their bond repair ingredient, which is a hydrogen bond repair. And I noticed that a lot of you guys are like, oh, well, hydrogen bond is a good start. It's not repairing your hair from damage. All it's doing is making your curls bounce really beautifully. It's just giving you good bounce, and it's just making your hair shine. It's a good strengthening treatment, right? So if you're looking for bond repair, I would not use this as a bond repair, right? I mean, it's hydrogen bond, it has peptides in it, and it has some hair growth benefits, but they can't say that because legally they cannot say that they can help you promote hair growth. But because bond repair is another avenue where you can make a lot of money, you know, so it does have good peptides in it. It does have good ingredients in it. It does have humectants in it. It does have a great ingredient profile. So if you want to use the filler, can you use the filler and your hair is going to come out really nice? Yes, right? Here's the answer overall. Is this a Herscripts approved product? Yes, but no for bond repair. And I have to say that because a lot of times it says like, is something Herscripts approved? And I say no. And y'all like, but the product works and I used it and my hair came out real pretty and da-da-da-da. And I realized that I gotta be specific about what I mean. Is this a Herscripts approved product because I believe that the formulation is great and it works? Yeah, it's a good formulation. It's decent. You're gonna use this. It's a great drugstore brand, Garnier, but forget about the brand. The ingredients behind this is efficacious. It works. Your hair is gonna look good. It's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna give you shine, bounce. It has a great ingredient profile and great formulation. So do I approve you to go out and buy this if you want to get hydration and strengthening and you want all these different benefits for your hair? Absolutely. I would absolutely use the hyaluronic acid one for curls because I'm not gonna lie, I love hyaluronic acid. I do like a little hyaluronic acid concoction myself for leave-in treatment, and it just keeps my hair buoyant and bouncy and beautiful, right? So yes, I would use that system, right? The hydration system, the moisture system for curls and waves, the filler system, plus the fillers, like your hair is gonna look beautiful. But I'm telling you right now, I do not approve this for bond repair. Absolutely not. Right now, to date, the only bond repairs that I approve is the Olaplex, the K18. Until I see bond repairs that have these technologies and these peptides that have clinical data to prove that they repair disulfide bonds, everything else is a glorified strengthening treatment. And there's nothing wrong with that. These are great strengthening treatments. Strengthening treatments are still dope. We're not coming for strengtheners, for protein treatments. Before bond repair, protein treatments were the girl and they were doing the thing. But all I'm saying is that marketers have found a loophole to call these bond repairs to get in on that market and get in on that cash grab, right? Because it's the thing. But if you be honest, a lot of these bond repair treatments over the counter are hydrogen bond repairs, and all they are glorified strengthening protein treatments. So all that to say, if you're looking for a good product, a good protein treatment, a good strengthener, and a great treatment that's gonna leave your hair looking great, yeah, I would definitely recommend this product, the Garnier filler. But I don't recommend it as a bond repair treatment. So that's it. This is long enough. Thank you, baddies. I hope I was able to answer that question. Keep them coming if you need me to review something. And this is one, the filler, maybe not. I'm gonna still use Olaplex as my pre-treatment, and I might use their hydration system, like shampoo and everything, for the hydration that I want for my curls. I've been looking for that. I'll use Olaplex plus the hydration, the moisture recovery system. And I'll use that and give you the part 2 of how I feel. But as far as the filler, I could do without it. All right, baddies, love you, bye.